Welcome to another episode of Soap Goes to the Oscars. This is episode 26, and it is the last one in the round of movies from the fifth Oscar ceremony, which was 1931 to 1932. And since this is the last I'm reviewing, that means it was the winner of, at the time, what was called the Outstanding Production. This one is Grand Hotel from 1932. And I thought it was available for free on YouTube, but it turns out it wasn't. It's $3.99, but I rented it from Amazon, where it was a little more expensive, but I had some credits, so I got it for $1.37. Not bad considering what I had to pay for some of the rest of the movies on this one. So my average for this one, about $5 a movie. Not bad. So this one, let's see. So I'll go to the Wikipedia first and read a little bit about it. Grand Hotel, 1932 pre-code drama, directed by Edmund Golding and produced by MGM. Screenplay by William A. Drake, is based on the 1930 play of the same title, also written by him. And he had adapted that from the 1929 novel Mention im Hotel by Vicky Baum. To date, it is the only film to have won the Academy Award for Best Picture without being nominated in any other category. MGM remade the film as Weekend at the Waldorf in 1945. They made a musical remake, or they were going to make a musical remake in 77, but it was canceled. So this one has a pretty big cast. It stars Greta Garbo, John Barrymore, Joan Crawford, Wallace Beery, Lionel Barrymore, Lewis Stone, and Jean Hersholt. Barrymore's obviously from the Barrymore legacy. There was two brothers and a sister, and there may have been more, I'm not sure. But Lionel Barrymore is the grandfather of Drew Barrymore. And I think I read that this was one of several movies that the two Barrymore brothers had been in. There's only one movie that the two of them and their sister appeared in, but I can't remember what the title of that one was. So this one, it all takes place in the titular Grand Hotel. And it started off like I was kind of annoyed how it started. It started with each of the sort of main characters in a phone booth talking to someone. And basically it was all exposition and kind of them telling their story, like why they're at the Grand Hotel, essentially. Some of them not fully, telling the full story. But in the end, I was thinking that it was actually a really clever way to do it. It was a good way to kind of introduce everybody right at the start. And, even though it may have been a little heavy handed in them, them telling their stories, it worked. It gave you that brief summary for each one, and then you didn't have to kind of do it throughout. So I won't go into too much detail. There's multiple storylines going on. There's intrigue, there's murder, there's romance between several of the characters, mainly Lionel Barrymore's Baron character and Joan Crawford and Greta Garbo. And it kind of a twist ending, like not anything like, Hitchcockian, but just not where you expect it to go. It was pretty good. I don't know that this is I can see why it would have won the Oscar. I don't think this is my favorite of the bunch. I really liked The Champ, which was the first one I watched, and I believe I liked Bad Girl as well, and Five Star Final with Edward G. Robinson. I like those. Those would be my top three probably. And this one probably after that. The rest I did not care for. So overall, it was pretty good. It's hard to explain all the different storylines. And I don't want to give away too much. So, you can read some stuff on Wikipedia. But I would say that, again, I understand why it won. It was not my favorite, but it was very good. Producer Irving Thalberg purchased the rights to Vicky Baum's novel Mention im Hotel for $13,000 and then commissioned William Drake to adapt it for the stage. It opened on Broadway at the National Theater in 1930 and ran for 459 performances. Pleased with its success, Thalberg and Drake and Bella Balaz write the screenplay and had a budget of $700,000. There was some controversy about Greta Garbo with her strong Swedish accent playing Russian. The film was seen as an artistic achievement in its art direction and production design. The lobby scenes were extremely well done, portraying a 360-degree front desk. This set allowed audiences to watch the hotel action from all around the characters. It changed the way sets were made from that point forward. It was the first film to feature brothers Lionel and John Barrymore together. Thalberg initially cast Marie Dressler for the role of Suzette, but replaced her with Raffaella Otanio, the only cast member from the Broadway production. I want to be alone. Greta Garbo delivers the line, I want to be alone, and immediately following, she says, I just want to be alone. Soon after, in conversation with Baron Felix von Geigern, which was Lionel Barrymore, she says, and I want to be alone, referring to its legendary use as a characterization of her reclusive personal life. Garbo later insisted, I never said I want to be alone. I only said I want to be let alone. There's all the difference. I was trying to find it earlier. I swear there was an SNL skit where they parodied that. Some skit. It might not have been SNL, but it was some sort of skit where they parodied that I want to be alone. But I could not find it. So take a look for it. Maybe someone else can. William Goldman recalls being contacted by director Norman Jewison about doing a remake of the film as a musical to be set in the original MGM Grand Hotel in Las Vegas, now Bally's. It would also be filmed at the hotel named for the film and opened just 4 years earlier, where MGM had not allowed any filming of its luxurious interiors. Goldman was very enthusiastic since even though movie musicals were not very popular with studios or audiences at the time, he believed Grand Hotel could be an exception. After the 1981 MGM film All the Marbles, set in the world of women's professional wrestling, staged its climax at the MGM Grand in Reno, Nevada, Goldman felt the Grand had lost its mystique and so lost his enthusiasm for working on the film. The project was dropped. Yeah, so anyway, last one of this round, thankfully. It's been a few weeks since I last watched one of these. It's only been a week for you hearing this, but I was not able to get to these for a while and really wanted to get to this one, but I just didn't have the time. So hopefully the next round has a bunch of short ones. So I'm hoping I can kind of watch those in the mornings before work. Only a couple that are over 100 minutes. So that's pretty good. So yeah, moving on to ceremony number 6, which was 1932 to 33. This will be the last year where they did combined years, where it carried over from 32 to 33, starting with 1934. It is only 1934 movies. Still called Outstanding Production up through 43 when it changed to Best Motion Picture. But for now, and how many are in the next round? I think there's 10. This round there was 8. Next round there's 10. And then the one after that, there's 12. Boy. And then 12 again. 10. 9. So it kind of goes up to 12, peaks, and then goes back down, but I'm sure it fluctuates from there. Oy, lots of movies. Got to try to get through them. Once I get to 1944, it's 5 per year up until 2009. So that'll be good. Anyway, that's it. Kind of a quick one. And again, I don't want to spoil too much, but it was good. Not my favorite of this bunch, but pretty good overall. So see you next time.